I am pleased to welcome Dr. Subramanian Swamy for a special interview with Bhaarat today. Dr. Subramanian Swamy is a nominated member of Parliament, a national executive member of the Bharatiya Janata Party, a renowned economist, a former union minister, and a Hindu mascot now championing the cause of Ram Janmabhoomi. He is so many things that Indira Gandhi described him as a Santa Claus with unrealistic ideas. Dr. Subramanian Swamy is a man feared by friends and foes alike, because many find him a friend today and a foe tomorrow. Some of the big examples are Atal Bihari Vajpayee, Sonia Gandhi, Jayalalitha, and lately in his list is Srimati Shashikala Natarajan. You know, it is part of political folklore today how Dr. Subramanian Swamy arranged a meeting of Jayalalitha, AIDMK Supremo, with Sonia Gandhi, and how they together conspired to bring down the Vajpayee government by one vote. And the rest is history. Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao may not have been able to complete his full 5-year term. That is the personality of Professor Subramanian Swamy. Dr. Swamy, among the various caps he wears on different occasions, he is an inveterate litigant. Dr. Swamy has made his life's mission, or rather at least his present preoccupation, to see that Sonia Gandhi and her son, the Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi, are convicted in the National Herald case. Also after Mr. Chidambaram and his son Karthik Chidambaram. He famously said recently that Mr. Chidambaram wanted to put me behind bars, but he couldn't. I will teach him how to put a man behind bars. Let us begin by asking Dr. Swamy to tell us a little more about himself before I seek his views on current political issues. Dr. Swamy, at a personal and family level, you are a perfect example of unity in diversity.
Yes, but
when it comes to the public life, you are a staunch Hindu nationalist, and who gives and takes nothing. In fact, your Twitter handle says that I give as much as
good as I get.
As good as I get. But the interesting part of it is, despite being a staunch Hindutva champion, you are not RSS man originally.
Yes, I'm not a member of the RSS.
So I will give a few examples of your hardline views that you expressed on the record before I ask you to explain this contradiction in your person. See, you have said that you scrap Article 370 and resettle ex-army in Kashmir Valley.
Yes.
India must assist Baluchis and Sindhis in their freedom struggle. Remove the mosque at Kashi Vishwanath temple and 300 other mosques. Enact a national law prohibiting conversion from Hindu religion. Then you want India to be declared as a Hindu Rashtra, and that any Muslim should have a voting right only if he says that his origins are from Hinduism.
That's right.
And then, people like your Beta Noir, Mr. Owaisi has said that there are Jains and Buddhists who were there before Islam. So they would have also been converted to Islam. So how do you want the Muslims to say that they should be, they are Hindus? So now please explain all these contradictions.
I must tell you, in my family, I have not only I'm married to a Parsi. In my family, Muslims, I have Jews, Christians. It's a happy family in the sense I'm now including cousins and nephews and so on. I think since they know me from close, they know that my intention is not to harm anybody, but to propagate an ideology. In some cases, like in my wife, who's a Parsi, since they suffered persecution at the hands of Muslims and had to run away from Iran and come and settle in India, and India, Hindus treated them very well. I mean, they let them be, they gave them whatever they wanted, they built their temples, their fire temples and so on. And they are in very high positions everywhere. So there is a natural sympathy that yes, we may be secular, but India should be a Hindu country, because they feel that if it's any other religious majority, the Parsis would not be safe. So I think in the Muslims who are in my family, they don't fear me because they accept my thesis, which is now scientifically established, that the DNA of Muslims and DNA of Hindus is the same.
Who has established this?
It's published in the University of Cambridge Journal of Genetics. It's published in University of Houston. The University of Mysore has done very good work. Even one university in Madhya Pradesh, I forget its name, they have done very good work. DNA studies are now very well known, can be accessed even in Google. And it shows that all Indians have the same DNA, disproving this Aryan-Dravidian theory also.
But are you sure DNA studies can verify a person's religion? You can.
No, not religion. I take a Hindu and a Muslim and I want to see whether their DNA is the same or different. And I find it's the same. So if I'm a Hindu, I was always a Hindu. The Muslim must have changed his religion. And still, otherwise he won't have the same DNA. So that is a thing that they accept, and I'm not for naming India as a Hindu Rashtra, but naming India as Hindustan, which is a term that even today Muslims use in their newspapers. If you read, they don't refer to us as India, they refer to us as Hindustan. So I say Hindustan is a land of Hindus, and those others whose ancestors are Hindus. So if people really listen to what I say or read what I say, I don't think anyone will think that I am against anybody. I'm just trying to build a unified identity of an Indian within this diversity.
So there is a difference between what happens within the four walls of your house, which you say that
yes,
is a secular area, I would say.
I wouldn't say secular.
Why is the,
I will tell you this.
Why is the BJP afraid of this word secularism?
Because it's all distorted.
But it's part of our Indian constitution.
Only after 1975, not before. It was opposed vigorously because it was so vague. Dr. Ambedkar thought that it's something that should never be included in any constitution. It's not there in the American Constitution, for example. The fundamental rights guarantee you what you call as secularism. But I am saying one thing, and this is a tested fact, that this country, had it not been a majority Hindu country, and instead had been a majority Muslim country, it would not be a democracy. Because I know of no Muslim country which is a democracy. Neither Iran is, nor is Saudi Arabia, nor Qatar. I don't know. Even within our own country, I find where Muslims are in majority, like in Malappuram in Kerala, or in the valley in Kashmir, there is no democracy. 500,000 Hindus were driven out from the valley of Kashmir. Nobody talks about it. There
is a contradiction in what you are saying. Democracy is not all about majoritarianism.
Yeah.
Do you agree or not? Because in Kashmir you are saying that the Muslims are in a majority, and you are saying that there is no democracy there. Yeah. And in India, where the Hindus are in a majority, yes. You want...
yes, so, see, we have not driven the Muslims out of India. They have driven out 500,000 Pandits. And today they are demolishing temples left, right and center. They are changing name of Shankaracharya Hill to some Sulaiman Hill or something. All the things that they don't want us to do as majority Hindus, they are doing it as majority Muslims. So therefore there is a fundamental ideological problem between Hindus and Muslims.
Do you think that your idea that you resettle ex-army into the Kashmir Valley, is it a solution? Is it feasible?
What else is the solution? They have driven out 500,000. I can't send them back because they'll be butchered. So I have to create a climate for their return. So therefore I say I will send 100,000, I mean 1 million, 10 lakhs ex-servicemen. There are 1 crore ex-servicemen, of which at least 40 lakhs are people who can still fight a war. Give them weapons, give them money and ask them to settle down. They create the climate, then our Kashmiri Pandits can go and then these people can
So
go.
won't it lead to a civil war where civilians are from this side have civilians?
So what, I'm supposed to lump 500,000 Kashmiri Pandits being driven out of their homes? They are the original inhabitants. Kashmir was Hindu first. So we have to have some balance in this. That is why today this Hindutva movement is growing. Because people feel that we have been 80% being let down. We are being put upon. So I am only articulating in a sophisticated way the anger which is now growing in our country.
So I'll ask you something more about Kashmir, but before that, I want to ask you another thing about your overall persona. So that you are an economist.
Yes.
I mean, though you were sort of ejected from the Harvard University, if I may say that.
I wasn't ejected, but certainly they made it well, they deleted my course for 1 year and I refused to go back again.
And you are an expert on Chinese affairs. But then, sometimes the language you use...
By the way, I was not, my courses were not deleted because I was not doing good economic.
There was a memorandum that was circulated saying that Professor Subramanian Swamy should not be there in the Harvard.
Why?
Because of
My views on economics?
Your views on Hindutva.
What business is it of theirs? I have expressed these views in India, in a newspaper. And who the hell are they? And why now? Because I have been teaching from 63 and I was a Jansangh member from 1970.
But Professor Swamy, I must answer this question. Who are they? Professor Swamy, you are the very person who went to the United States to seek shelter when Indira Gandhi was after you. She had issued an arrest warrant against you. You mobilized support against the emergency for Jayaprakash Narayan and others on the express instructions from JP. Now how can you say who are they?
Who are they? To terminate my courses for that year on what I have been writing, saying since 1970 in India, and even while I was teaching at Harvard in the 60s, I was writing all this. They never raised it. It was a politically organized thing from India. And who are the Department of Economics didn't write this. The Department of Economics, as usual, recommended that I should be called back again because they said we can't get anybody else who can teach two courses. One is on China and the other on mathematical methods. It was the religious department, which is financed by Saudi Arabia, which did it. And they are, it's not the Americans who have, I was widely supported all over the country. The paper that comes out of Boston Globe, they supported me. All the associations supported me. And of course, the channels like Fox channels, they naturally would support me. And today, that's the mainstream American opinion after Trump has come.
Unfortunately.
Whatever it is, who are they? These crazy left-wing loonies. They are no business.
Okay, sir, I'll come back. Since you have called them left-wing loonies, my question is not finished. You have used expressions like Vishkanya, TDK, I understand stands for Tadaka, and Buddhu, and Baby Chor, and all that. I will not go into who they are, but I will leave it to you. Why do you use such language? I mean, you are a Harvard professor, you are a distinguished expert.
Is it a language?
You have got a view on everything.
No. Buddha is not an abuse. It says.
What about Vishkanya? Then what about Baby Chor?
Baby Chor is, I should call him now Bada Chor.
Who is he?
He is Karthi Chidambaram.
Okay, you are going on record to say that...
Of course, Pakka Chor is Chidambaram. Baby Chor is Karthi. Mama Chor is the mother, Nalini.
And what about the Congress president?
Yeah, Vishkanya. Now I have called her Taraka. Because Vishkanya had a particular role to play. Now she is more like the devouring demon that Taraka was.
Do you have no mercy for your opponents, sir?
No. If I fight, there's no mercy. Go to the finish. I fought Jayalalitha for 22 years.
Yes, I'm coming to that. Actually, what is the point in fighting? I'll talk about a little bit of Jayalalitha. I mean, Jayalalitha, you have gone on record to say that you are the person who took her to Sonia Gandhi and talked to the Vajpayee government. Now, you are again the person who filed a case against her.
That's right.
Now, after she died, and after Shashikala Natarajan was put behind bars, thanks to your own efforts, now you are making statements, and I will quote some of your statements from the Indian Express. You say that Shashikala should lead Tamil Nadu. Am I right?
That is Indian Express interpolation.
Let it pass. Shashikala is in the best position to become the next Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu.
That's right.
That's right. Okay. Now, how can you, Dr. Swamy, a crusader against corruption throughout her life, canvas for Shashikala to become the Chief Minister of a big state like Tamil Nadu?
Because that is in the Constitution. She was constitutionally entitled.
You are bothered more about legality or about morality?
No, I cannot go beyond the Constitution. There's no, this is not Jungle Raj that I can decide. This is not Kangaroo Court. This is not Ku Klux Klan. We have to go within the framework of the Constitution. The framework of the Constitution says that these are the disqualifications, and Shashikala was not disqualified. At the time I said it.
And then more about Shashikala. Now you are now sort of not a huge champion, but definitely a medium champion for Shashikala. Now you have said at one time you have said that she was an evil influence on Jayalalitha.
Yes.
Do you still hold this view?
Of course. I hold this view. But Jayalalitha no more.
I mean, there is a huge contradiction.
There is no contradiction. You see, the problem with all our media is that they don't go deep. I have from beginning said I am not supporting Shashikala, I am supporting the Constitution. She had the majority of almost all the MLAs.
She is now in jail.
Now the matter ended.
Convicted by the
I have not said it after she went to jail. And she went to jail on my petition.
So again you have changed your stand. Before she went to jail, you said she is
entitled to
become Chief Minister.
Yeah.
Sir, it is saying the obvious, sir. I mean, any man on the street can say that yes, before she is convicted.
I am not a man on the street. I am a learned person who knows the Constitution of India. I am not going to be part of a mob rule where the man on the street will decide.
I have considered that at the very beginning, but then there are certain other things.
What?
You have said that in Kashmir people should be...
No, don't change the subject. No, don't change the subject. First of all, let's finish this Shashikala subject, because all the media has, with very few exceptions, kept on hammering this point that how can I send her to jail and then say should be Chief Minister. I never said even one day, 1 minute after she went to jail that she should be Chief Minister, because she was disqualified. But before, I didn't know the judgment was coming so soon. There was no way of knowing it, because they had been sitting on it for almost...
She had already been convicted by the Karnataka High Court, and it was only up to the...
She was, at the time the Supreme Court was considering it, Supreme Court did not stay the order of the Karnataka High Court. They in fact said that we will not issue a stay order. We will argue this matter afresh. At that time she was a free woman, acquitted. It is subsequently overturned by the Supreme Court. The day the Supreme Court overturned it, I said now it should be somebody else. And Palani, I started supporting him. Now if you are hell-bent, I am telling you, this is what the media...
How do you assess the performance of the Palani government, by the way?
I don't have to assess. I am for BJP. I would like to see a BJP government there.
But the BJP government is also trying to woo him by the very fact that Palani had...
So now why you are objecting to me if the BJP government itself is trying to woo him?
The ADMK is, sort of a...
Therefore,
a pathological enmity towards ADMK from the beginning.
BJP?
Yes, you, Dr. Swamy in particular.
No, I've never had pathological. I was an ally of the... While I was prosecuting Jayalalitha in the court case, I was her ally in 1998 Lok Sabha election. That's how I took her to meet in a tea party.
But then you had her prosecuted also.
How did prosecutor? I told her when she came to my house to ask for an alliance, I will not withdraw the case. But at the same time, let me say that I have nothing against you politically. As long as you are legally qualified to participate in politics, I'll be with you. Because of the fact that Mr. Karunanidhi is 10 times a bigger crook than you. That's what I told her straight. And so I have to choose. After all, Ramchandraji had to choose between Bali and Sugriv. How did he choose? Bali was a very upright man. Sugriv was a lecher. But Ramchandraji said, I have to take an army to Lanka, and this man Bali has already pledged his army to Ravan. So I have to get rid of him.
So you assume the role of Lord Rama?
I am not assuming. He is Maryada Purushottam, so I can copy him. You don't know our scriptures, that's the problem.
Okay, Dr. Swamy, we'll move on to a couple of other questions before I come back to Jayalalitha once again. So, Dr. Swamy, the BJP President Amit Shah has been exerting himself last 3 or 4 weeks trying to make an impact in South India. But now, as you know, very well known in South India, except for Karnataka, you have got very marginal presence in Andhra and Telangana, no presence virtually in Tamil Nadu, and no presence in Kerala. So in Karnataka, as I interpret it, you are able to make a mark because you are fighting against a national party like the Congress. In the other 2 states, in the other 4 states rather, you are fighting against regional parties. In Kerala also, they may have big names, but essentially they are regional in character. The problem here arises that these parties are pandering to regional aspirations and regional feelings, whereas the BJP is, BJP has got its own agenda, but their agenda also includes imposing Hindi on Tamil Nadu, which they have been trying. How do you counter these parties?
First of all, let me start with the last point. We are not interested in imposing any language on anybody. Hindi is in the Constitution, and we want an option given to everybody to learning Hindi. People in Assam, they are willing to learn Hindi. It's in fact compulsory. Same thing in Gujarat, same thing in Maharashtra. So therefore, when it is in the Constitution, why should Tamil Nadu say we will not allow Hindi? And I'm saying it, make it an optional language. And according to me, the vast majority of young educated people today want to learn Hindi because they feel themselves at a disadvantage when they go to other states to seek for jobs. And they find that the lack of knowledge of Hindi is becoming a liability for them. So they have privately told me this. But I am not going on the basis what the people want. I am saying that to nationally integrate the country, we must have a language of communication interstate. And the best possible alternative right now, till Sanskrit reaches that stage, is Hindi. And therefore, the Constitution in Article 350 says that Hindi shall only use Sanskrit vocabulary. Because all Indian languages have Sanskrit. Even Karunanidhi's name is Sanskrit, even though he speaks against Sanskrit. He calls his party's symbol as Chinnam, that's a Sanskrit word, Chin. He says Udayan Suryan, that's purely Sanskrit. So this hypocrisy, which has come because the British wanted to create separateness. We want to remove that separateness. There will be no imposition, there will be no requirement that if you don't know Hindi, you will not get government jobs. But that if you want to learn Hindi, the option is there. Second, the DMK people are generally illiterate. They say you should not put on the highway sign in Hindi, railway stations in Hindi. I say they are illiterates because we are not putting signs in Hindi. We are putting it in Devanagari script. Devanagari script is used
But the average Tamilian cannot read Devanagari script.
He should be taught to learn it. So easy.
They let him, why don't you teach him first and then put those signboards?
No, this is for the...
Doesn't it look
No, don't get carried away. There will be signs in Tamil script also.
They are not, sir.
No.
They are not, they're only-
I am sorry. Please give me one. If it's a small milestone, it will be alternative. One English, one Tamil, and one Hindi. That is Devanagari. So the question is, they must learn to make the distinction. You don't know, sir. If they say we don't know Devanagari, then you learn Devanagari. It's 5 minutes to learn, because the principle of the Tamil script and the Devanagari script is the same. Take the word ka in Tamil. You want to say ki, just put a matra. Same thing in Devanagari. Ku, you just put a mark there. Same thing in Devanagari. These are all come from Brahmi. We are one. This Aryan Dravidian theory has made idiots out of us Tamilians, you see.
Dr. Swamy, you are reputed to have learned the Mandarin language in 3 months, am I right?
That's right.
Do you expect everybody to learn Hindi in 3 months?
No, I don't want them to learn Hindi except through school, and it should be an option.
Why don't you make a similar pitch in a state like, say, Haryana or Punjab? They should learn the Tamil, or they should learn...
Yes, if I get enough Tamil teachers, I have...
You are in government, why don't you get...
No, I am not in a hurry. I am in a hurry about one language. Right now, right up to Bijapur and all that, and Gulbarga and all, people speak Hindi. Hyderabad people speak Hindi. So Karnataka people speak Hindi in parts. In Telangana, all of them speak Hindi. And what is left? Tamil Nadu, some parts of Kerala, because Kerala, this time I found a lot of people speaking Hindi. And Sakshi Maharaj came with me yesterday to meeting, spoke in Hindi. People were cheering him because they understood every word what he was saying. So if there is Sanskritized Hindi, it will be very easy for Malayalis, because 90-80% of the words in Malayalam is from Sanskrit. So therefore, only a small part, maybe 25% of Indians don't know Hindi. Those who are educated, amongst those educated, and that ignorance I would like to remove by requiring school children to learn Hindi as an optional language.
Dr. Swamy, coming to Andhra and Telangana, the BJP is being seen as a party that does not deliver on its promises. Now, take the example of Andhra. The BJP government at the center, India government at the center, promised a special category status, and now they are saying that you may do with the special package. Even in the case of Telangana, the party president, Mr. Amit Shah, and the Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao had a big spat through the media about how much the center has given to Telangana. Mr. Amit Shah says they are given 1 lakh crores. The Chief Minister says we have received only 67,000 crores. I mean, why does the BJP give an impression that, हो गया काम, दोनों स्टेट को डिवाइड कर दिया, उनसे कुछ ताल्लुक नहीं है? That is the impression that the BJP seems to deliver to the people.
Well, as far as BJP is concerned, as a member of the National Executive, to the extent I have been informed, I can say that we are exploring the possibility of fighting alone in these two states. In Kerala, we have always fought alone, and this time we have got 1 MLA. And when you go down to corporation level, we have won in a large number of places. And now with this rising ISIS threat, the Hindu community has become more consolidated. We also find amongst the Muslim community, the women feel that we are the only ones who can bring reform. So like in UP, even though we didn't give a single ticket to a Muslim women voted in large numbers, and that's why in 125 Muslim dominated constituency, we won 85.
Proud of it, that you have not given a ticket to a single Muslim.
I'm not proud, or I'm not apologetic.
Dr. Swamy, you said that the BJP will have no alliance in the next elections with the Telugudesam party. In Telangana, it is understandable because you did not have an alliance in the last elections. But you are an ally of the Telugudesam party in Andhra. How are you saying that?
I'm not speaking on behalf of the party. I'm speaking on behalf of the sentiment of the party workers, which I hope the party will adopt. Very often I say things, later on the party does it.
And what is the sentiment of this party workers?
The party workers want to grow on our own standing on our own feet. They don't want to have any alliance in these two states.